One of the dopest resurrections of boom bap hip hop was the group Griselda. In this video, I'm going to show you guys my approach to a Griselda sound right inside of FL Studio. We're at 78 BPM. I've noticed Griselda stays around 77, 78 BPM. Normally boom bap is around 82, 84, so they slowed it down even further to about 78, 77. We're going to start off with drums. Now drums, most people think you need tight, truncated drums like Dilla drums, but what we're going to look for are bigger, longer tail kick drums. So even this kick drum isn't a longer tail. So I'm going to basically pick a kit and I'll show you guys how to edit sounds to where we can get the full sound. So let's edit this kick, for example. Now most of these kicks have gates on them, so they have a shortened envelope. So we can go to the volume envelope and extend the release tails, for example, or turn off the trigger gate, okay, which a lot of them do have that type of frequency on there. And then we can switch the kick out. So if that's too short, we can go to this and just keep switching out different kicks. Now also we have to look at the master and the group levels as well, because these can also truncate the sound. So you guys may not have noticed on the trigger gate, on the master, pardon me, there was a trigger gate. So that's why the kicks weren't all the way elongated. So we're looking for a very long type kick. We can also compress the kick to sound longer as well, but the main thing is we need a long kick sample. So that's the first step. And I'm just gonna record with this. We can always swap out the sample. Let's just record to the metronome. And I want you guys to notice the hi-hats are syncopated. So usually it's hi-hat all the way through, but let's start with the kicks and then we'll do hi-hats, kicks and snares. So they're more of a Wu-Tang type swing, and that's the difference that a lot of people overlook. They're trying to make like very premiere style beats when they're doing Griselda. So again, you want longer tail stuff. So I'll show you guys how to edit this sound here. Now we're gonna swap out the snare. So that's what I love about addictive drums. You could just quickly swap out snares. Now that snare is way too tonal. So we're looking for more of a dry snare like this. So see how the snare without the compressor has a different tone. So let's go to the kick, and we're going to use the stuff inside the plugin, but if we have to use our own plugins, we can. Let's do 10:1 ratio so that we can actually hear the compressor. We're going to have a long release so the tail of the kick gets compressed and held there. Let's see what this little boost does. Okay, so let's see different distortion modes here. So acoustic drums are very different than synthetic trap drums, so we got to process them a little bit softer than we would trap drums. Now another thing we could do is roll off the high end. And let's solo just the kick, so I'm not hearing all the other stuff. Let's turn up the output. So it does require a little bit of a mixing knowledge here. Let's add a little tape drive here. There we go. That's the big sound that we need, that tape. And let's add more sustain to the sound here. So it goes boom, boom, like that. Now in this plugin, I'm not sure how to make the sound cut itself off. Okay, so I'm not sure exactly how to do that. But the sample, what we could do technically is sample ourselves, sample that kick so that the notes don't overlap. For now, it's not that big of a deal that it overlaps, but that's the technique for the kick, is to get a longer tail kick. Now we can group them in the bus, which is adding more tape saturation we don't need. And we're going to tune the snare. So again, this requires a little bit of work, guys, but so now we're getting that Wu-Tang type sound. Now we can go to the group level, the bus level, and then we can compress everything so that it's a little more cohesive. So now we're shaping the entire drum signal. Okay, so we can fine tune it over time. Now the next thing we're going to do is add a hi-hat on the syncopated notes. So the syncopation is 1 and 2 and. So it's 1 and 2 and. So we're going to put the hi-hat on the ands, not the t, t, t all the way through. All right, so I'm showing you guys at the source level how to get that tone. Now, again, we can see here all day and shape the drum tone. The main thing is just getting in the right ballpark. So I think, let's swap out the hi-hat. There we go. Okay, so normally you wouldn't think to use a boomy or kick like that. So that's something that people overlook. Now what we're gonna do is add like an atmospheric sample. This sample is called Pharoah Sanders. So I'm just gonna find this. We're just gonna take tones out of it. I'm not trying to sample it for a perfect bar amount. We're just sampling the key that we're in. So firstly, it doesn't start right away. So let me zoom in, hit Alt, grab that slip tool, hit Alt, and pull it to the left. And we don't need to perfectly time stretch just yet. It's a little too musical for Griselda. Griselda's usually more simple. So let's find little. Let's see if we can find a little phrase to loop. From about here. It's about here somewhere. Again, there's no metronome, so it's impossible to know how much music that is. We're going to make it unique as a sample. We're just going to stretch it until it sounds wrong, and then we'll figure out how to make it chopped up into better timing. Even this is a little musical, so I'll show you guys how I'm going to flip it. So what I'm going to do is grab the slice tool, slice it by every beat, and then we're going to grab the slip tool, change the snap to grid to either beat or a bar, and now I'm just going to move these around. So I sliced it by the bar, I meant to say. Now this one I want to slice it by the beat. So like I said, even this music is a little musical. I'll show you guys how to kind of dumb it down. So I'm using that slip tool and chopping by either the beat or the bar. So again, we want to think Wu-Tang more than like something crazier like J Dilla. So let's add that little gap. I like that little gap. Let's change the snap to grid to 1/2 beat. Let's grab the edge. Let's nudge out the first, mask out that first area. All right, so now we're going to tuck the sample down. Again, it's just really just a harmonic texture more than it is trying to be the main thing. So now I got to go in. We're going to use the plugin called Expand. We're going to go under Mallets, and we're going to look for what's called the vibraphone preset right here. And we're going to turn off the reverb. Now it's got to play, figure out which key we're in. And normally they play half steps. So I'm just gonna record the half step and then we'll go back and look at the harmonies. So we're playing C sharp, and then the fifth of C sharp is F sharp, and then we're playing a sharp C sharp, which is D. Now I'll show you guys how to add a lo-fi vibe to it. All right, so it doesn't have to be some kind of magical phrase. The main thing is that we're getting the root note and the fifth. Now that we have that, again, you guys will get the project files for free. Just go to busyworksbeats.com/FL Studio. Let's hit Control L. We're going to create what's called a melody group here. And in the melody group, we're going to load up a plugin that people do not think of. Whoops, melody. Called Fruity Delay 3. Fruity Delay 3 is slept on because if you turn the dry level down, turn everything else down, delay time down, turn delay time down, turn feedback level down, pardon me, and turn off tempo sync, everything else becomes an effect. So I can add what's called time modulation to wobble the time, like the lo-fi effect. So I'm going to route all this stuff to the melody group. And now let's exaggerate so it's like that. And we can mess with the rates or the speed. Now if you want that kind of Griselda flutter, it's a little bit faster. It's just more subtle. So it's a little bit faster and just less subtle. Or more subtle. Another thing we could do with the sample is try reversing. It might not hit the same though. Let's go to flex for the next instrument. Let's go to the chord bass. Just use that first bass tone. We're gonna go to edit, turn off the limiter. Now we're just gonna play the root notes, which is F sharp and C sharp, and just play octaves. And then we're also gonna route this to the melody group. Now I might completely get rid of the sample. We just want enough music to wrap around. So I played the wrong note at the very end. Dun, 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 dun. Now for the bass, I'm going to wobble it a little bit slower than the melody group here. So let's set it to its own group. But we're going to use that same technique with the Fruity Delay 3. Let's just grab this, say preset as, drag it over, and just slow the time speed down. But it still does the wobble thing. What I could also do to kind of make this a little more animated is we can clone the bass. We could take only those top octaves, so all these notes up here. I could hit Control X, go to the next piano roll, hit Control V, and then route this one to the melody group. So number 6, what was it? Let's go to channel 2 in the mixer. We're only on 2. Okay, let's go to channel 3. And channel 3 is going to the melody group. So we have the bass going wobbling slower and then the high notes wobbling faster. Now we're not done with the mixing of the drums. Let's hit Control L. You can also run your drums through this pitch effect as well, but I'm going to remove them from that group. We're going to add a plugin called Fruity Convolver. You can use this on a separate channel. Let me show you guys. If you load sample and go to Spring Reverb and go to number 3, it has that that fluttery sound to the snare. And again, you could use this on a different channel as well. Now let's tighten up the drums a little bit. Now I'm just getting rid of high frequencies. Let's find a different snare. This one's a little more Wu-Tang-ish, just more dry. I think the snare should be compressed a little bit more though. There we go. pull back on that spring reverb. So the only thing we gotta really monitor is the bigness of the kick. It's a little bit like taking up the whole room, and that's because of these overheads. So we're gonna turn off some of these mics because they create reverb, and it just makes the kick sound too big. Now the room mic is fine, it's not too wide. So here we got to balance the dry signal with the room mic. So this is the tricky part, is getting the tone out of the kick without losing the kick. Alright, so I think this also had delay on it, so I'm going to turn that off. So now we have super dry drums. Just got to watch the level so we're not clipping. I think we could rearrange these, can't we? No, I guess not. Let's get a little more transient on that kick. So now you can feel that kick. Okay, so let's see what it sounds like without the sample, and then see what kind of other elements we would need. Let's create another, let's just separate the spring reverb onto its own channel. And then let's turn the dry level down so we're not hearing the original signal. We're just gonna use this as an aux. That way we could just send in lots of things to the same reverb. So normally a snare would really have this effect on it. But let's add the vibraphone to it. So yeah, be careful with these drums because too much reverb makes them sound unbalanced. Alright, so now we're missing like Foley sounds, atmospheric sounds. So let's see if we can find some kind of atmospheric texture. Now you guys gotta just find packs that have these in them. Let's open up Sound Oracle's pack. I know he has these in his vinyl, I forget what it's called, cassette drums, is it? Or is it digital wax? One of these. Here it is, digital wax analog texture. Let's add vinyl. It's kind of scratchiness in the background. So let's turn it down. So this is just to keep the ear from fatiguing over the same kick and snare. Let's also try a higher octave for the vibraphone, just to see what it sounds like. So I hit Control up. So I think the vibraphone's cool, it just needs more reverb. Long tail. Oh, see, I didn't know the reverb was still turned on. That's why it sounds weird. So we want as many dry sounds as we could find without effects on it. Let's turn the vinyl down even more. Let's pull that music back in. I think the music is a little too musical for Griselda. It's not like gritty sounding. So I'm gonna show you guys more that we can add here is the new Ample Guitar M Lite. We could try this one. We could also try Impact Soundworks stuff. Let's go to the effects, turn off reverb and delay. See, my ear likes to make everything musical. So my ear needs to make stuff musical. This is my ear. So Griselda would definitely go darker, not using ninth chords and stuff. They would just use suspended chords. So So we're pivoting around F sharp. So again, I'm just adding that as a musical texture. We're going to take it out the vibrato. I don't know how I got routed that way. I guess I hit Control L. So let's remove it from the melody group. So I'm going to do another recording like that, but this time different. So I'm going to clone the guitar. We're going to pan one to the left, one to the right. This time we're going to record to the right. So I'm not playing the same exact chords. I don't even remember what I played. It's going to play around the same notes, same chord, F sharp. So I don't know why the pitch wheel doesn't work on this one, but so I might just group all the music into one channel and see if we could darken it. It's called sample. Let's group this in channel 10. Control L actually. Let's send these to the mixer. I forgot these are two different chops. Let's right click, route to the sample group. So now I have the guitars and the sample chop all into the sample group, and now we can just make it darker. Somehow I don't know what just happened here. Why is my drum going twice? There we go. So we're adding over top the sample and now making it a whole different thing. But let's darken it. This is a little too. Let's add kilohertz, mid crush. Let's right click and let's do 20,000 kilohertz or 20,000 hertz, and then turn the DAC quality up to get rid of the ring noise. That will darken out the high frequencies, but we still need to add that dark thing like we sampled it. I'm trying to think what else we could add to mess with the tuning here. There's a plugin called, I think it's Pitch Shifter. Yeah, and if we go turn off the correlation and add jitter, this will randomize the audio. So it becomes more of like this detuned drone sound. And then we can add a granular effect. I think there's a plugin called Emergence. This is free. Let's try this one. It may work for the sample, it may not. Let's just try it though. Let's add a tone 12 semitones up. Let's add some reverse. It might be overkill though. Let's add grains in here. Let's add a very subtle amount. So now it's not like a happy sound, it's more of like a smeary atmospheric sound. We can mess with gross beat just to mess with the tuning. Now this will change the key. I'm just trying to hear what different keys sound like. Or instead of doing this, actually, what am I saying? We could just print it to audio. So if you want to print multiple groups, click the record button at the bottom, go to the top left, go to disk recording, render arm track to wave. 32 float, full song, 512 point sync. Anything in that group, audio or MIDI, will be now printed to audio. And now I could just mute out the musical stuff. And now I could just mess with this chop at the bottom. So now I can do things like change the tuning. So I meant to add the bass in there, but let's double click in here. So now we can change the tuning. It does have a nice sonic to it, but it's not the right tones. But I do like that reverse effect. Alright, so let's send this back to the mixer and add more processing. Let's cut out the lows. It's a little heavy. So I'm adding more pitch randomness. Let's see what happens if we run it through Convolver. This might be a little too atmospheric. It's got a preset, blur, white. Just want to see what it sounds like. That might be just too... Yeah, it's way too big of a sound, but let's add the dry level back. Now let's tighten these drums up a little bit. So I don't know how to gain stage into the saturation stage over here. All right, now let's add some little guitar elements in here. Let's go to Contact. Let's add the Shreddage 3 Stratus Free. It's a free electric guitar. Now we gotta add some kind of like bluesy element. So we're gonna use a pitch bend. Something like that. I don't know what note I hit, but I hit the wrong note. Turn this off. Let's go to a new pattern because it tends to record old pitch information, even though we just go to a new pattern here. Come on, FL. Work with me. All right, here we go. So in the beginning, it didn't record my pitch bend because that's just how FL is. The new version of FL doesn't record before the downbeat. I still think we need a different kick. So acoustic drums are way different, you know, when you're not dealing with just simple one-shots. I feel like this kick's a little bit bigger. Here's a snare, it's a little bit tighter of a snare. It has a Wu-Tang feel to it. And we can also go back to the kicks and add an MPC type swing to it. Let's hit Alt Q. We gotta go to our drum template and find our MPC quantize. All right, so here we're gonna use like MPC. Let's see, 55% swing. Not enough swing really on that kick. It's at 61. So that's the pocket I want, that 61% swing on the MPC. We're gonna quantize the hi-hats the same way. Hit Alt Q, load up that. Also, let's send that guitar that we just added through the wobbly effect. Send it to the melody group. Back to the melody, pull back the let me see what the BusyWorks Beats guitar pedal would do on these drums. Let me log in. So it just adds that little analog lift. So here's before, here's after. See how it just adds that hip hop thing to it? Because it has compression, it has harmonic distortion. Let's try to drive the signal just a little bit for the extra punch. So now our drums have that like extra punch factor. So I feel like the guitar needs a little reverb. Guitar is pitch bending too much, so I'm going to group it with the bass. So it's a very subtle pitch bend. So see with the analog lift, it just adds that life that we need to this track. Let's go back to the kick. Let's take away some of that transient shaping. Leave the sustain but not the attack. So let's see what happens if we add this to the entire beat mix. So again, we basically had to reverse engineer. Trying to figure out why it has a reverb now. To create our own composition. So this is being sent to the melody and the reverb. Where'd our vibraphone go? The main instrument was muted the whole time. What the heck? see if we can add that quantize to the vibraphone. And then remove overlaps to prevent the notes from turning off. Never mind, let's not do that. Never mind. So now it's just a matter of which sounds are routed to which groups. I'm gonna route all the groups to the beat mix. But then some sounds aren't routed to groups. And some sounds had individual reverb, like this sound here. Just checking this, make sure everything's routed. For example, the reverb needs to be routed to the beat mix. Alright, now we have everything. Let's open up the guitar pedal, BusyWorks Beats guitar pedal. Try to get everything to work together. If not, we'll just add this on the drums. I just thought of it. We can add this directly to the sound. We don't need Fruity Delay. So instead of Fruity Delay, let's add the BusyWorks Beats guitar pedal. Because over here we have an effect called Lo-Fi. Actually, not Lo-Fi. It's the tape module here. We're going to turn off the noise and add stability and turn this down. Turn this melody down. Alright, so now we hear the tape. Let's turn the stability and the flutter up. So it's that brrr, like that. Let's add more reverb. We'll probably make the snare a little bit darker. But I kind of like how it cuts through. Let's just see what it sounds like darker. That's a little too dark. So now we have reverb and that flutter effect on the guitar pedal. Let's see what the reverse does. Let's do a synchronized reverse. We can also slow down the reverse. Half speed. Let's just leave it normal. That's the granular effect. So getting the right kick and snare combo is harder than it looks. So these Yamaha drums sound very hip hop. So somehow our melody got lost I think it's that granular, it's distracting. Let's turn off the reverbs too. Let's do one more thing with the drums. Let's offset it just by a little bit. When we quantize it, it kind of took it out the pocket. We can add a little more instrumentation in here. So now I'm just adding these little sound effects from the MS-20. So just like industrial, same way we kind of messed with that tuning. Let's see if we get, I think this one's already where it needs to be tonally, but let's just mess with that kilohertz pitch shifter and then turn off the correlation so that we can get this jitter in the pitch tuning. With stereo sounds, I've noticed it sounds more chorusy, so let's never mind. It didn't work on that sound. Like we're missing some low end. There we go. So I'm sustaining that kick. So I actually took away the attack on the kick to make it feel more sustained. Now that kick feels like, it just feels like a long kick 808. Let's add a little more saturation on the drum. And now it has that Griselda smack. There we go. So getting the right tone did take a little bit. We got there with the VisiWorks Beats plugins, the analog. Let's make the vibraphone mono. I feel like it's just too much stereo information in this track. So I'm gonna make mono all these like textural sounds. Like the reverb's not loud enough. I realize the drums aren't going to the reverb. So we're missing a whole. There we go. Slowly getting into that New York sound. So a lot more mono than I thought. I'm gonna redo the vibraphone so it's not so repetitive. My bad, y'all. Forgot to turn my MIDI off. All right, we're gonna turn that back on. We have more of that tone here because we're dumbing down the melody. So that's what it took. It took another vibraphone. So now we gotta figure out how to make this texture a little more like, I don't know, something else. So I'm gonna mess with Shaperbox. It might make it a little too digital. So I gotta be careful with Shaperbox, but let's try Shaperbox. Let's do some kind of filter. I don't even know how to get to the presets. Let's do pitch and time. Let's just mess with stuff. It's a cool sound, but so let me see what happens if we turn it down. This is such a weird. Definitely a dope sound though. So it took this sound and made it sound way different. It's actually pretty dope. Let's see if that Shaperbox even fits. So I like it. It's just off by like a little bit. So let's add like a delay. I do like that, like it's like old school hip hop. Let's turn the feedback level down, dry level down. Delay time, we're gonna just do it by ear. So I had to delay it about 30 milliseconds to fit it in the groove. It's pretty dope. So like I said guys, a lot of twisted sound design. Took a while to dial in the tone, that's for sure. Let's see if we can go back to that bass, find a different bass. Yeah, I like the tone of the dynamic better. It just fits his vibe. Now we're really in that pocket. Now in the beginning, if you didn't know how to sound design, we wouldn't even have imagined to get this far with the sound here. That's why sound design is a very, very integrated process with mixing. log in real quick. Alright, so now this is the entire track going through the BusyWorks Beats Ad Mastering 9. We're on version 10 right now. Let me actually load that up. Alright, so I added an acapella and we're going to mix and master this through the BusyWorks Beats Ad Mastering 10 at busyworksbeats.com/AI mastering. So we have a new analog section here.
Hey, yo.
And a new signal flow where you guys can rearrange it. I'm just gonna dial it in for you guys.
Hey, yo, I'm in Salvatore making salad. Been taking 3 flavors. Shoot the nigga now, we'll speak later. Up Whitney, got the Mac with me. Hit behind the Warhol. Dip the bird door, shut up the whole store. Cherry 57 in the back, learning lessons. Crack it, trying it, be ready in a second. 40 chains on, Halo. I'm a god, nigga. Fear of God, jog a rocket, nigga. I don't even jog, hanging out the back of the sunroof. Pick a nigga off. The meal with the chill bezel. All my phones red, it make me feel special. Banana pill AK, I'm looking real extra. With the top keys, I'm on the 3 Teslas. Tom Virgil, right brick on my brick. Right brick on my brick. Tom Virgil, right brick on my brick. Hey yo, Mary's filled with cash, I'm in the fashion district. Shoot your mama house is full of half the picking. All my niggas dealing, all my niggas killing. The niggas try to test me, now the niggas missing. Milk quarters, still awesome. Water whip coke, I still boss it. Rose out the faucet. Tell Virgil, right brick on my bread.
Look, Lil Brody let off his 30, he ain't even flinch. Caught the body, dip to the A, nobody seen him since. 560 Benz and I ain't need the tents. My weakest scent cost more than your mama need for rent. That's just for one sip, the drum rip, leave you rinse. Hide the body for a week and it's gon' leave a stench. Rappers coming to my city, they gon' need consent. Cause we already know you pussy, nigga, we convinced. I told Virgil, right brick on my brick. The nicest with this shit, ain't right this, I just spit. White bitch on my dick, this ice drip on my fist. No shoe deal, but look at all this Nike shit that I get. On Dope Street, this white shit that I pitch. 2 in the morning on the corner, night shift with my blick. No soda and this off-white shit that I whip. I'm rich, put all this off-white shit on my bitch. So if it's smoke, we ain't even asking. We just pulling up if somebody go see a casket. Hauling ass and Benny like James Worthy, Kareem and Magic. Every time Griselda drop the shit, be a classic.
I gave cocaine to users, OKs to shooters, and cocky, vintage Versace with the stone-faced Medusa. Sopranos, Amagianos, we got gold-plated Rugers. This pistol, a backflip you and blow your whole frame to poodle. Got our eyes on us, can we chill? Eating with snakes, probably getting killed. Cause trust me, a family had a Henry Hill. And every man don't got a Benny skill. When you this dope, it take at least 50 mil just to sit me still. Like 10 on my whip, white bitch on my dick. Right wrist when I whip, that white brick on my brick.
Hey yo. Hey yo, I'm in Salvatore making salad. Been taking 3 flavors. Shoot the nigga now, we'll speak later. Up Whitney, got the Mac with me. Hit behind the Warhol. Dip the bird door, shut up the whole store. Cherry 57 in the back, learning lessons. Crack it, trying it, be ready in a second. 40 chains on, Halo. I'm a god, nigga. Fear of God, jog a rocket, nigga. I don't even jog, hanging out the back of the sunroof. Pick a nigga off. The meal with the chill bezel. All my phones red, it make me feel special. Banana pill AK, I'm looking real extra. With the top keys, I'm on the 3 Teslas. Tom Virgil, right brick on my brick. Right brick on my brick. Tom Virgil, right brick on my brick. Hey yo, Mary's filled with cash, I'm in the fashion district. Shoot your mama house is full of half the picking. All my niggas dealing, all my niggas killing. The niggas try to test me, now the niggas missing. Milk quarters, still awesome. Water whip coke, I still boss it. Rose out the faucet. Tell Virgil, right brick on my bread.
Look, Lil Brody let off his 30, he ain't even flinch. Caught the body, dip to the A, nobody seen him since. 560 Benz and I ain't need the tents. My weed consent cost more than your mama need for rent. That's just for one zip, the drum rip, leave you rinse. Hide the body for a week and it's gon' leave a stench. Rappers coming to my city, they gon' need consent. Cause we already know you pussy, nigga, we convinced. I told Virgil, right brick on my brick. The nicest with this shit, ain't right this, I just spit. White bitch on my dick, this ice drip on my fist. No shoe deal, but look at all this Nike shit that I get. On Dope Street, this white shit that I pitch. 2 in the morning on the corner, night shift with my blick. No soda in this off-white shit that I whip. I'm rich, put all this off-white shit on my bitch. So if it's smoke, we ain't even asking. We just pulling up and somebody gon' see a casket. Hauling ass and Benny like James Worthy, Kareem and Magic. Every time Griselda.
Hey yo,
Griselda.
hey yo, I'm in Salvatore making salat. Been taking 3 flavors. Shoot the nigga now, we speak later. Up Whitney, got the Mac with me, hid behind the Warhol. Dip the bird door, shut up the whole store. Cherry 57 in the back, learning lessons. Crack it, drying it, be ready in a second. 40 chains on, halo, I'm a god nigga. Fear of God, jog a rocket nigga. I don't even jog, hanging out the back of sunroof. Pick a nigga off. The meal with the chill bezel. All my phones ready, make me feel special. Banana pill AK, I'm looking real extra. With the top keys, I'm on the 3 Teslas. Talk Virgil, right brick on my brick. On my brick, right brick on my brick. Talk Virgil, right brick on my brick. Hey yo, Mary's filled with cash, I'm in the fashion district. Shoot your mama house and full of half a picking. All my niggas dealing, all my niggas killing. The niggas try to test me, now the niggas missing. Milk quarters, I'm still awesome. Water whip coke, I still force it. Rose, I'm the faucet. Tell Virgil, right brick on my bread.
Look, Lil Brody let off his 30, he ain't even flinch. Caught the body, dip to the A, nobody seen him since. 560 Benz and I ain't need the tents. My weed consent cost more than your mama need for rent. That's just for one zip, the drum rip, leave you rinse. Hide the body for a week and it's gon' leave a stench. Rappers coming to my city, they gon' need consent. Cause we already know you pussy, nigga, we convinced. I told Virgil, right brick on my brick. The nicest with this shit, ain't right this, I just spit. White bitch on my dick, this ice drip on my fist. No shoe deal, but look at all this Nike shit that I get. On Dope Street, this white shit that I pitch. 2 in the morning on the corner, night shift with my blick. No soda in this off-white shit that I whip. I'm rich, put all this off-white shit on my bitch. So if it's smoke, we ain't even asking. We just pulling up and somebody gon' see a casket. Hauling ass and Benny like James Worthy, Kareem and Magic. Every time Griselda drop, the shit gon' be a classic.
I gave cocaine to users. OK's to shooters and cocky, vintage Versace with the stone face Medusa, Sopranos, and Maggianos. We got gold plated Rugers, this pistol, a backflip you and blow your whole frame to poodle. Got our lives on us, can we chill? Eating with snakes, probably getting killed. Cause trust me, a family had a Henry Hill. And every man don't got a Benny skill. When you this dope, it take at least 50 mil just to sit me still. Like 10 on my whip, white bitch on my dick, right wrist when I whip, that white brick on my brick, nigga.
Alright guys, so to get these project files for free, go to busyworksbeats.com/FL Studio. I want to thank you guys for watching all the way through. It did take a lot of like lasering in from the chaotic start, but you hopefully learned a lot about shaping sound and what makes the sound become the sound. Alright guys, so thanks for watching. It's a game from busyworksbeats.com. Peace out guys.